Are you tired of getting your productivity advice from multi-million-dollar male CEOs, no kids in sight, sitting in their soundproof offices with their dinosaur fossil sculpture sitting on their desks? I'm a mom. I don't need productivity advice that includes waiting until the afternoon to answer your emails so that you have time to wake up at 4 a.m. and do your sauna, cold plunge, and gym routine. I was up from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. with a crying baby that wouldn't sleep. Why are we getting advice from these people? Your productivity advice may work for somebody with 1.2 children who get watched full time by a live-in nanny, but that's not me. I am a mom who needs advice from a mom who's in the trenches with me. Over the past few years, I've gone on a self-improvement journey, and I went from surviving motherhood by default to thriving in motherhood by design. But along that journey, I scoured YouTube for productivity advice and tips that would help me. But all I found was content for people that were in completely different stages of life than I was. And I know I'm not alone in this feeling because the comment section of those videos were filled with women's voices saying, this guy is clearly not a mom. So I had to adapt. I gleaned what I could from those videos, and then I curated it into a practical application that would work for me as a mom. And something amazing happened. I started getting more productive. More and more of my mom friends would ask, how do you do it all? In fact, if I had $1 for every time somebody said to me, how do you do it all? I would have enough dollars to pay somebody to help me do it all. I'm a wife and a mother of 6, 4 of which are 3 and under. I have a clean house, it's organized, and I'm not cleaning all the time. I have to cook everything from scratch because I have twins with food allergies that don't allow us to do convenience meals or takeout. Everything has to be from scratch. We can't even do store-bought bread. I homeschool my oldest too, and I'm actively involved in my church and women's friends groups, and I'm a budding entrepreneur. And believe it or not, I'm less stressed out now than I was with just 2 kids. And the fact that women now look to me for advice about how to do it all, I really find kind of bewildering because I've known me my whole life and I know the mess that I used to be. So today, I'm going to share with you the productivity tips that have helped me improve along the way. I call my framework Activate 8 Squared. This is my design of 8 words that end with 8 that form the pillars of a designed life. These tips are for moms from a real mom. And make sure you stay till tips 7 and 8 because these are the ones where we really get into the heart of being productive as a mother. I call this Activate 8 Squared because these aren't just 8 isolated tips. When you use them all together, the efficiency doesn't just add up, it multiplies. It squares your results. When you learn how to prioritize your tasks as a mom, it will leave everyone wondering, how does she do it all? First, we'll start with communicate. And this one is huge. Half of the stress we carry comes from the mental load no one sees. Sometimes we ourselves don't even understand why we feel so frazzled. But a brain dump really helps to eliminate just how much we're juggling in our mental stores at any one given time. I don't do this every day, but I can tell when I need to because my anxiety and stress levels will just start rising. My patience with my kids and my husband will go out the door. And when that happens, I realize I need to just get it all out. Figure out why I'm feeling so stressed. And when you start to write it all down, it becomes very easy to see why you're stressed because we're juggling a lot. So first, communicate with yourself all the things you need to accomplish, but also then communicate with your husband and your kids. Set clear expectations of what you need from everyone. And this leads me to my second 8, delegate. Once you see just how much you're dealing with, it will help you realize that you can't and shouldn't be expected to do it all alone. A CEO who's preaching maximum productivity does not handle every task themselves, and neither should you. Divide up the tasks based on everyone's natural abilities and skills. Have the kids handle some chores that are appropriate for their age and abilities. Hand off some tasks to your husband. In our family, my husband handles paying the bills. I handle setting up homeschool and meal planning. We're playing to the areas where we are naturally inclined. This is going to look different for every family, but you definitely shouldn't be doing everything alone. Next, let's talk about doing things immediately. Sometimes it takes longer to schedule in a task or write it on a to-do list than it does to actually just go ahead and do it. And if that's the case, just go ahead and get it done immediately. Knocking off a bunch of 1 to 2 minute tasks off of our mental to-do list frees up so much mental capacity. This idea of the 2-minute rule was made famous by David Allen in his book, Getting Things Done. And there's a reason so many executive productivity experts swear by this method. It really is helpful in increasing productivity and reducing stress levels. But practically, as a mom and homemaker, what does that mean for us? It means rinse a dish and put it straight in the dishwasher. Don't put it in the sink. Pull the meat out of the freezer to thaw the second you think about it. RSVP to the birthday party invitation right when you get it. Wipe down the bathroom counter while you're standing there brushing your teeth and see that it needs to be done. You don't have to wait for your cleaning routine to tell you that it's okay to clean the bathroom. What's even better than having something done immediately? It's having it done automatically. Automation isn't just for the CEOs and tech giants, but in the mom world, it does look a little bit different. Bill pay, recurring appointments, reminders on your phone to prompt you to start that task you always forget to do, or my personal favorite, the robot vacuum. Let a machine clean up the post-dinner crumbs while you read a story to your babies. Every task that you can automate is a withdrawal from your stress bank. Okay, next up, why do we always try to reinvent the wheel as moms? Do the thinking once and then rinse and repeat. A CEO may be all about forward thinking and innovation, but novelty is actually the enemy of homemaking. We don't have a research and development team that's helping us figure out new solutions. As moms, we need to find a way to rotate the tasks that we are doing all the time. If you take the time to set up a meal plan once, then you never have to think about what's for dinner again. You don't have to take last-minute trips to the grocery store because you want to make something for dinner tonight, but you don't have everything you need on hand. Every step of that process just stole time from you. The thinking, the searching the pantry, the trip to the store. How much of your time is wasted trying to figure things out over and over and over again that could just be on an automatic rotation? If you need help setting up a meal plan and you're wondering why you've never been able to stick to it in the past, I walk you through it step by step in my digital guide, Motherhood by Design. There's a link in the description. Next, let's talk about task integration. And this one is huge. One of the reasons that I'm able to get so much done is because I've learned to focus on only one type of task at a time. Now, the productivity experts are going to tell you not to multitask at all. I've actually heard a man say that you should be setting a 45-minute timer and working uninterrupted for 45 minutes and then rewarding yourself at the end for 15 minutes with scrolling on Instagram. And I think I spat out my coffee on that one. Let's be realistic. We're moms. There's no way that we're not going to multitask. But I will say this, multitasking is only effective when you're able to do the same type of tasks using the same brain power at the same time. I batch my housework tasks during my kids' awake hours because I don't need to be super focused to be able to get the laundry done and the cooking done. But I do need to be focused in order to write a YouTube script or grade homeschool papers. So I do those tasks during my kids' quiet hours when everybody's asleep. And then I took the batch processing concept from the corporate offices and I applied it to the minivan, or in my case, the not so minivan. I batch the tasks that take me out of the house. And I only do that one day a week on a Tuesday. I don't have a personal assistant to go and pick up the dry cleaning and the groceries. And I don't have the time to be running out of the house multiple times a week. No running out for last minute ingredients. No random middle of the week shopping sprees at Target. We lose so much time every time we have to get the kids dressed, loaded in and out of the car seats. And yes, I've got 4 littles right now, and so this seems like a lot. But even with one baby, getting in and out of the house and the interruption to your nap schedules and everything, it really does steal so much time from you every time you leave the house. And I get it. Sometimes your house just feels like a prison that you're wanting to escape, but you're not really wanting to escape your house. You're trying to escape the stress. And when you leave the house and you lose the valuable time that you could be using to fix the things that are causing the stress, it's actually working against you in the long run, not for you. If you really need to get out, try going for a walk. And I actually recommend this. At least once a day, try to get out of your house. But just go for a walk through your neighborhood or in your backyard. This will increase your mood, it will increase your kids' moods, and everybody will get their energy out. But you won't waste so much time loading everybody and getting everybody in the car and driving. You also won't waste money because you won't be getting caught by those impulse purchases that you shouldn't be making in the TJ Maxx impulse aisle. And you won't have to buy takeout because everybody's hangry and now you don't have time to cook dinner. No gas spent and no guilt at the end of the day because you realize that you probably could have spent your afternoon doing something more productive. And I'm not saying that you should never leave your house. I can just hear people in the comments section coming at me saying that I never want you to leave your house. That is not the case. I'm just saying batch all of your errands on one day if you can. Now, remember when I said at the beginning that we were going to get to the heart of real mom productivity? This is where we leave the CEO mentality behind. This is where the true healing starts. I want you to think about uncomplicating. Sometimes, especially as moms, we end up complicating things because we think elaborate equals better. It doesn't. A simple system that you can stick to is going to be so much better than any elaborate system that you quit after 3 days. That meal plan that we were just talking about, it doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it needs to not be if you want to actually be able to stick to it. Permission to simplify Christmas or other holidays and birthday parties. Permission to simplify the types of dinners that you're preparing. Permission to reduce the amount of clothing that's cycling through your laundry routine. Permission to simplify your cleaning routine. Just go back to the basics. You don't have to be washing your drapes every 3 months or scrubbing your baseboards with a toothbrush if you don't have the mental capacity to be doing so. Permission to only do the things that your family needs and only focus on those things in this current season. Are they fed? Are they wearing clean clothes? Are they bathed? And do they have a clean space to play in? When we put too much pressure on ourselves to go above and beyond the basic needs, the ironic thing that happens is the basic needs start to suffer. Because in reality, we can't actually do it all. We are just one person. So focus on what really matters and simplify the rest. And finally, if you can't delegate it, automate it, uncomplicate it, or any of the other 8's it, I would consider, do you actually really need to be doing that task? We do so many things in life because we feel obligated that we have to. But I would strongly encourage you to analyze everything and ask yourself these questions. Is this filling my cup or is it draining it? Is this adding value? Or is this just stealing my time? Do I look forward to this thing? Or do I dread it every time? If your answer is anywhere on the right side of this chart, consider eliminating it if you can. Here are some of the things that I've had to eliminate from my schedule in order to fit the things that I actually needed and wanted to be there. Kids' activities that I had to fight to get them to do every time. Family and friend get-togethers that were more draining than uplifting. Habits and hobbies that did not push me towards my current goals. Having hobbies can be a good thing, but sometimes they don't fit into our current goals for this current season of life. And so give yourself permission to put those things on a back burner and not feel bad or guilty about it. And for habits, it can be really hard to let go of some things that we're used to doing. But if those things aren't serving us right now, it might be easier to replace it with a different habit than it would be to just eliminate it entirely. Take, for instance, watching YouTube. I love watching YouTube. But when I was going through this journey of trying to improve my productivity as a mom, I had to make some changes about the type of content that I was consuming. Anything that required me to sit down and watch the TV or watch my phone, I took a break from. And instead, I switched to the type of content that actually encouraged me to be doing the things that I needed to be doing. Find women who have clean with me videos or, inspirational, motivational content that makes you want to get up and do the things that are going to be of the best value for you. I would love just putting in a headphone and doing the dishes or doing the laundry, things that I didn't want to be doing. Having somebody in your ear that's motivating you to do it can be really, really helpful. You trigger that dopamine response so that you're actually more inclined to want to do the things that you're supposed to be doing. Some of my favorites that always get me in that motivational mindset are Cass from Clutterbug, Dawn from The Minimal Mom, and Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone. Those three women have helped me so much in my journey as a mother. So find somebody that resonates with you and borrow from their motivation. But all of this is to say, if something is dragging you down, the best thing to do is eliminate it. I think even the male gurus would back me on this one. Sometimes the best way to fit something into your schedule is to just cross it off. When you activate 8 squared, you aren't just doing chores. You are designing a life that has room to breathe. None of us can really do it all, but there is time to do everything that you prioritize. Just make sure that the things that you're prioritizing really deserve to be at the top of your list. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment. I would love to hear which of these 8s have you mastered? Which of them are you ready to improve on? What's one thing that you need to eliminate from your schedule today? And what's one common bit of advice that you hear repeated over and over and over again that's actually terrible advice for a mom to follow? Don't forget to check out Motherhood by Design if you're ready to move from a life of surviving motherhood by default to thriving in motherhood by design. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video.